it gets better. That's just what I have at the moment in terms of getting them under control so we can just get through them without a reaction. All right. Laura, this is Enrique.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, it's Laura and Finn. And we usually have one more with us, Brianna, but she's at my facility helping out a new dog.
Okay.
So, you can almost see her other days. Let me see. Oh, that's okay. So for this particular model,
Watch the video.
yes. So for this one, the only difference is it's a button.
Okay.
Yeah, so you press and hold that, you get a green light.
Okay.
Same thing, blue button, press and hold, turns this on, and I hit the vibrate function just to double check that it's on. I'll go ahead and get Finn set up here. What we'll do for the beginning, just to give you a bit more control as you're learning, is we're going to leave the prong on, but we're going to put it very fast. And it's going to fit very snugly, okay? Because it has to make contact through the fur. And I'm going to coach you through. Okay.
So do I hold him with my dominant hand and then press with this hand? Like I guess I don't know
So
how to
for a
handle
leash
his
setup,
hand.
so we teach left side traditionally. Is there a side you prefer?
Not really.
Okay.
I guess I don't know which way.
Are you right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay, then left side is easier.
Okay.
People usually think right side's easier. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
screwy. Okay. So what you can do here is,
Yeah.
is when I hold the leash, is take the handle, run your thumb, right? This locks it.
Okay.
And if you're gonna have them across from you, is to take the other part of your leash like this.
Okay.
You do this. Okay, so this locks your leash.
Okay.
It's a double lock. Okay, so if you're to pull you shouldn't be like this. I know a lot of people do this.
Yeah.
This will come off.
Okay.
So this locks it. So you can do this. If you want a little bit shorter, because you're gonna need to leave slack here, you can do this. Okay.
Okay.
Some people like to do on the same side, and they'll do this. But you need to have slack in order for this to work.
Okay.
Okay. So it's whatever you prefer. As you work with them more, you'll kind of develop your little system. But the most important thing is that you do give him slack. Okay? It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry.
Don't worry. We're the eyes and ears for you.
So like this.
Right. So loop around your thumb, like that. Okay. And then you would grab, about right there, and it's going to wrap around your finger, like that. And then just relax. Relax. There you go. Cool. There you go. Okay. So now you're double locked. Okay. So here, the first thing you want to do is find this guy's working number.
Okay.
So you look at your collar. You want to press the bumpy one on the side.
This one.
Give a tap, tap, tap. See how there's no response? And relax your arm. And on your dial, let's go to 15. Tap, tap, tap. No response. 20. Tap, tap. Right? You see that? So that's what we would call perception level.
Okay.
So we have connection level, which is you just see the muscle twitching.
Okay.
We have perception level where you see a little bit of what's that, but then we want working level, which is whoa. We want a bigger response. Okay. You're at 25?
I'm at 20.
20. Let's go to 25. 24. Tap. 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 See how he's still in that phase?
Yeah.
28. Tap. 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 32. This is normal.
Okay. He's not just stubborn.
No, it's normal. Tap. There you go. Tap. There you go. So you see that big response,
Yeah.
right? So the reason why we're wanting that is we need this to mean something immediately.
Okay.
Okay? And it's not going to kill him, it's not going to hurt him or anything
Yeah.
like that. But we can start jumping to meaningful obedience right off the bat because we have a number that's concerning to him that he's wanting to stop. Okay? So aversives are healthy. nobody likes aversives,
Right.
If you're in an uncomfortable situation, your instinct is to remove yourself or to get it to stop in some way or fashion.
Okay.
Same thing for the dog. Putting him under discomfort, and we're going to show him how to turn it off. Okay. And what we're going to cover today is going to be the baseline for the reactivity.
Okay.
This exercise is very simple. I'm going to coach you through it.
Okay.
Once I describe it, I'm going to coach you, so no worries.
Okay.
Don't worry about screwing up.
Okay.
Don't worry about psychologically traumatizing your dog. None of that shit happens. Okay. So you let all that stuff go. So we got our working number.
Okay.
And what we're going to do here is with the slack, when you start moving, Finn is most likely going to just go. You're going to make a 180 turn to your immediate right, like so. And you're going to tap, tap, tap until Finn comes up to you.
Okay.
He might pass you again.
Okay.
180 turn, tap, tap, tap. He's here. I keep going forward.
Okay.
Tap, tap, tap.
Okay.
Boom. So all you're doing is immediate right turns at a 180. And ideally, you want to keep it very just move, like you want to be fluid, okay? Just keep it moving.
Okay.
Most people stop and then turn and then move, and you're trying to make it very clear to him, like, hey, you're going the wrong way, okay? The tapping, I will coach you through.
Okay.
So if I say tap, 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 that's your rhythm. If I say tap, 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 that would be your rhythm. If I say bump it, I'll say, bump it 3 to 5 levels.
Okay.
We're at what now?
32.
32. So if I say go to 36 and you land on 37, you're okay.
Okay.
Land on 38, you're okay. Land on 52, that's a bit
Yeah,
much.
okay.
So there's some, I give it to you as a reference point, but don't get too tied up on exact number.
Okay.
Because there's a bigger thing here, that's the reactivity.
Right.
If you're too concerned with like the numbers and stuff, then it's you're gonna make life harder than it needs to be.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you. Let's see. Can you give just a wee bit more slack here?
I'm so nervous.
There you go. That's good. Right there. Perfect. That's excellent. Right. And forward. Right turn. Tap. 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 Right turn. Tap. Right turn. Tap. Right turn. Tap. Right turn. Tap. Tap. Right turn, tap. Right, tap, tap. Right, tap, tap. Right, tap. A little better. Right, tap. Right, tap. You got it. You're doing good. Right, slow. Turn, tap. You're at 32, let's go to 36. Right forward, tap. Right, tap. Let's go down to 34. To your right, forward. Turn, tap, tap. Turn. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Turn. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Okay, keep going. Come around them. There you go. Right turn. Right, there you go. Tap. Good. Right, forward, forward. Pivot. Inwards. Inwards. More. More. Because he's on your right, you want him on your left. There you go. Good. Okay. Good. Forward. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Turn. Tap. Tap. Forward, forward. Yeah. Keep forward, keep forward. You got it. You got it. Good. Turn. Tap. Slow walk. Keep forward. Turn. Tap. 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 Keep forward. You can. There you go. That's fine. Yep. Relax. Good. Better. You busy?
A little bit.
I know. So he's a very stimulated.
Yeah.
Okay. So look at Finn here. Give a tap. Tap. See how you reposition? You got closer.
Yeah.
Turn inwards. Inwards again. Now he's on your left. Okay. So when we're doing these things, all you have to care about is just, it doesn't have to be perfect, just on your left. Okay? So the about right turns you're making when he passes you help line him up to your left. But in some cases, good move, he might screw things up a bit. So then you just think, well, how do I need to move to keep him?
So my goal is to get him on my left always.
Yes.
Keep him on my left.
Very consistent. Okay. This makes life easier for him as well.
Yeah.
Because when everything's an option, that's why he's so like, whoa. Yeah. Okay. Question so far?
No, I think that was like really good. That's so fast.
So when you're moving, because I could tell when you started getting the concept. Did you?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know. I felt like he would come. Yeah. He wasn't going in front of me.
Yes. He started to curve like this, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I was telling you, keep moving.
Yeah.
Because he was stopping himself going, but he's so like, on overdrive, and he's like, right? And he crosses you, so you want to keep your movement because he's already learning to pay attention. Okay, whereas before it was just go, right? So yes, that was him being more mindful of you. And then I had you slow your pace down, and he was doing moderately well. And then he started to go ahead, and then we did the turn, right? So what we're trying to do is his right shoulder should be parallel to your left leg.
Okay.
That is your visual. Okay, that's the perfect positioning.
Okay.
A little bit behind is okay. Back here, okay, it's higher, but never ahead of you, not even an inch. Okay, because if he gets ahead of you an inch, you'll take the mile. Okay. Questions? Forward. Turn, tap. Forward. So like right there.
Yeah.
I know why you pivoted, right? When he starts to curve ahead of you, use your body, boom, get out the way. Okay, don't worry about this.
He moves around me.
Yes, he accommodates you, you don't accommodate him.
Okay.
Okay, certain things, yes, but in that moment, if you adjust to him, tap. Lightly pull up, tap. There, relax. Good.
Sorry.
No apologies. There you go. He's gotta work through this.
Yeah.
Okay? So I don't care about the sit. This is not a sit.
Okay.
Do you know what this is?
This is paying attention.
Paying attention. What else? Relax. Yeah. Okay. So like if you go to someone's house and like, hey, relax, chances are you're gonna have a seat, right? So obedience is black and white, mechanical, physical, sit, down, come, right? This here was just direction of put your butt down and relax. It's just a go. That's the conversation. Okay? The remote helps you get that across to him. So we're not using words here. We're using lighting through a button to communicate these things. Okay? So it's like when you're doing this stuff, I want you to be able to delve from behavior mode to obedience mode. Okay? And it sounds complicated, but once you understand the two, it's very easy. Okay? So when you leave them free, right? Because you came to a stop, he was focused, but he was still technically like this, right? Yeah. That made that an option. Okay. And they go, nope, not an option. Yeah. First you said don't look at the dog, and then you gave more instruction. You said put your butt down and relax, buddy. Just a go. And it's 20 feet away. Come on, right? That's the conversation. Okay. So here that was simpler because further away.
Yeah. That's close for us.
That's close for you?
That is incredibly close for us.
Okay.
That was like very good. I'm very happy right now.
Good, very good. So e-collar, that's why I stress jumping to the number. Most trainers stress low level e-collar, which we're all for. Yeah. I say as low as possible, but as high as needed. Okay. Because people get stuck on 3 and 5. I gotta get stuck with 3 and 5. I'm like, it's probably not gonna happen. And then you're stressing out the owner more because they're thinking if I go above 5, I'm a terrible human being. I'm like, no, dogs fight each other to get things done. Okay, so you have to think like him. It's tough love, but right off the bat, when done correctly, it's very impactful. Okay, expect it to be harder if you're in your neighborhood because he's gonna be more confident. Okay, closer proximity, turn around the corner, it's part of the process, which is why I said you're gonna keep the prong on because in case you need to just kick in with control, you still have the prong for that immediate control. Okay. Questions so far? And what's our number again? 34? Okay. So once this family passes, what you do is you'll just come around, Finn, and walk this way, okay? When you're ready. job. Good. Slow here. I'm going to have you slowly turn to your right. Good job. Forward. Good. You're going to pick up your speed. Pull to your left. Tap. Tap. Good. So you went to your right. Beautiful. Good. Slow down. Slow turn. Excellent. Slow down more. And stop. Perfect. I'm going to have you take 3 steps. Good. Take 1 big step. Look at that. Look at that, right?
Good job, buddy.
Good job, buddy, for that mama. Right? So, when you have the brain's attention, that's what you're capable of. Okay, so when I do this stuff, like let's say we have a fully trained dog, and people are like, man, that's awesome. Like, that must have been so much time to train. I'm like, no, minutes.
Yeah.
When you have the right approach, and then it's just conditioning,
Yeah.
practicing, right? Because he's used to sporadic,
Yeah.
he's used to overstimulation,
Yeah.
no clear direction. Not that you didn't try, but it just doesn't work,
yeah.
right?
Not for him.
So here, when you're talking dog's language, every class is like this. Every now and then I get a dog that's a little bit more troublesome, right? But like 95% of the time, it's this. Right? And the person's like, oh, my dog's so smart. And I'm like, or maybe you just have a really good dog trainer. You know? But, you know, I'll let them have it. Sure, the dog's smart. But this is why I push it so much.
Okay.
Okay? It has a bad rap. It can be misused. You're okay. But even if, let's say you're working with them, right? And you're in your neighborhood and he blows up. We have prevention and we have intervention. Right now I'm giving you prevention. When you have this kind of structured mind, we shouldn't see reactivity, okay? If I start to see him escalate, like earlier,
Yeah.
we started saying, no, you can't be reactive, and then we gave him more direction, such as relax, right? That was preventative. Intervention is, it's happening, right? Not your fault, not the world's fault, it just happened. That you're gonna also want to have the tool set to just de-escalate it, and then go back to like as if nothing did happen. Okay, so behavior and obedience are very different. We started low, we worked our way up for the obedience aspect. So we found a number that was appropriate. For behavior, dogs just bite the crap out of each other. Like if one dog disagrees with something, just wham. It is what it is, right? There is none of this like, well, let me teach you why it's wrong to chase me and want to mount me and all that stuff. Like, let me teach, right? They don't do that. So for behavior, and we got a dog coming behind you, let me have you go to step right here. You'll turn the face this way. That's good. Turn. Right, lightly pull up. Tap, 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 tap. It's okay. Just up. Tap. Try with your incorporating your right hand a little bit to put pressure up. Tap. Up. Put pressure up. Tap. 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 Almost. So what I'm gonna have you do is grab more closer to the collar, to his prong collar on the leash. Closer. There you go. Up. Tap. Up. Keep it up. Tap. Tap. Keep it up. Keep it up. Relax. Almost. Tap. Relax. Right there. Good. Okay. So.
That was stressful.
It's okay. That's a day in the office for us.
Okay.
Okay. So, thank you for your honesty.
I'm very honest.
And feel free if you ever feel uncomfortable. Jesse, is this normal?
Okay.
Right? But I always tell people, don't freak out unless you see me freak out, which
Okay.
is like almost never.
Okay.
Okay. Because I like to think I've seen everything there is under the sun. Okay. Is when we're talking about the screen with stuff. Oh, behavior, like here, right? What I had to do was be a bit more proactive. I saw a dog coming, there's another dog coming, because I said, step aside, turn in case this person came by here, you're already a step ahead, right? So what's nice about being human is that you can think ahead. Dogs don't think ahead. Dogs think in the present. He's reactive to whatever's happening at that current moment, right? So what you're doing here is just saying, all right, I see a dog coming, so instead of waiting for him to already be blowing up, let me do this because the environment allows us to. Okay? That's always the best approach at your stage.
Okay.
The goal would be to be able to just pass dogs.
Yeah.
And nothing, right? To have that confidence and have that control, and him having learned that. Okay? But the first step, the easiest way to control a dog from reactivity is to be stationary.
Okay.
Because when you're moving, reactivity is a moving behavior. Lunging, barking, pulling, right? So you're already in motion when you're moving. Very easy to escalate to the reactivity. But if you step aside and you put a little bit more structure in, I don't care about specifics. I don't care about where he sat, how he sat, where he's looking when he sat. I just care about that.
Okay.
Right? That's all I care about. Make it easy. And then I go, now what happens? Okay? So when we're going back to the behavior stuff, okay? See those ears?
Yeah.
Yeah. You bump it. What number you at?
34.
Let's go to 40. Grab a little bit higher. You got it. Tap. Yep. Up on your leash. Tap. Tap. Up on your leash. And relax. Tap. 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 Good. Relax. Good. You're good. You're good. You're good. 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 Yeah, let it out. Who's Fraba? Do you know why that was harder?
Why?
2 dogs, puppy energy.
Okay.
The other dogs were older, just walking. Right?
There's one right there.
That's why we're here.
Okay.
That's why I picked this place.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, the closer to the collar you are, the more immediate control you have. People tend to get the slack and then they're like this,
Yeah.
pulling their dog back, right? So I'm setting you up with your tools to, you're gonna have bad days and good days. It's just part of the process.
Yeah.
But you can make those bad days better by just setting yourself up to win. Okay? We're gonna pause it. So on the 34 or whatever it was, I can see that it was not phasing me.
Yeah.
Right? Breathing out heavy. You saw the contraction in that phase. Started vocalizing. Then I went 40. So we did a little bit of a bigger jump.
Yeah.
And then you start to see a bit more impact on him. And then he started to get frustrated because now we had more power. It's part of the process.
Okay.
So then I paired that in conjunction with your prong to give a bit more direction of to settle yourself down.
Okay.
So con was he got a little vocal. Pro was he didn't become explosive.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
And you want to pick those little successes because life's not perfect.
Yeah.
Even for me, when I work with dogs, I get moments of where the dog blows up. And if you see me work with the dog, who's a shithead, like I'm just not fake.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is just a part of the process.
Yeah.
And then finally we get them to good. And then I go on with life. Okay? So you want to kind of develop that mindset. Don't think that, if you start to think, you can't. See how you're staring?
Yeah.
Harder. Yeah. What's your number right now?
41.
Okay, good. Okay, so you see how he's not looking this way?
So he knows not to look.
Yes. So a verse doesn't meant to stop him. Don't look at that dog, right? And it's not going to make him dislike dogs.
Yeah.
Okay? All you're doing is putting a cap to things, because if he looks at a dog, he becomes overwhelmed, and then it escalates into full-blown reactivity. So in the beginning, I go, well, if you can't handle looking at cap, bump it, try 46. Good job. Yep. Yep. Good. Right. Yep. Yep. Good. Then I go, then you can't even look at a dog.
Yeah.
Right? Eventually what happens is he's starting to associate, it's not really him looking at the dog, it's the fact that he becomes overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then it leads to the blowing up. And what you may start to see is in the beginning, he will naturally start avoiding staring at dogs. He'll go and go, nope, can't look at that dog, nope, can't look at that dog, nope, right? And eventually he's like, this is kind of silly. And then he'll like kind of just passively look, oh, nothing's happening, just like normal. He's like, oh, maybe it wasn't looking at the dog that was a problem. What was I doing differently? Oh, I was getting too riled up when looking at the dog. That's what the problem was, okay? But in order for him to learn to differentiate, it has to be the strict rule first. And as you progress with them, you'll start to see like, hey, his reactivity's dipped down so much, maybe I'll just lay off the collar a little bit. Dogs pass by, nothing happens. that's how he starts to kind of associate, like, oh, it wasn't the dog, it was me. Okay? And you'll know when you're at the appropriate number because within a couple of taps, you saw that shift.
Yeah.
Right? So we went from 34 to 41 to 46. And then there was more pronounced in terms of him moving away. But also, he's not looked. The dog's been sitting there for the last like 2 minutes. He knows the dog's there. Right? Yep. Boom. Just like that.
Okay, I have a question.
Go ahead.
How does it work when I'm walking? So like stationary, I feel like comfortable. But if I have to go that way for whatever reason, how does that work?
So this is like a two-part process.
Okay.
The leash walking that we're doing here is the foundation for everything.
Okay.
Okay. The better this is, the like walking past that dog laying down, ideally wouldn't be a problem. Okay. In the beginning, while you're learning, I might give more space. So I just hug out as I keep going. Okay.
And still do the same thing that we're doing right now.
Yes and no. So like let's say you're coming, like the dog's here, Finn is here, and he keeps crossing over because he's clearly looking at the dog. You can just back him off a bit, but expect it's not going to be perfect.
Okay.
Because since you're moving, it's going to keep him in that kind of emotional state, right?
Okay.
That's why stationary is the easiest. When you can, when you see something's about to happen, that's where this comes into play.
Okay.
You know, if you see someone moving and you don't feel too confident on it, I tell everybody at this phase, do with what you're comfortable with.
Okay.
So like if you see a dog who's just like really big energy, and you're like, I don't think this is gonna go well, you can cross the street.
Okay.
I have no problem with it, okay? Because I'd rather have you have those successes than try to push through it too early and then lose confidence if it doesn't go well. Okay? But it's all part of the process. I've done this so many times with people over the course of the years that I know how it works. You know, not just the dog but the human.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, definitely as you get more confident, you want to press your comfort zone, but use your gut. You know, be wise and go like, yeah, that doesn't look like a good situation. Then I would just avoid it. Okay. If you see someone who is absolutely not controlling their dog, that's probably just across the street. Okay. As you get more comfortable, I tell people like, shorten your leash. You know, like I got a dog here we're training. Do you mind shortening your leash? They're like, oh sure, no problem. And they'll do that. Thank you. And I keep going. Okay. Other questions?
My main problem though is when we're walking.
Yeah.
I guess because of the movement. So I guess that's what I'm most nervous about. So like if I were to try to go back to my car, I don't know how to control it with this.
What time did you start? 10:45, but I saw you like around 12.
11:45.
That defined you. So are you pressed for time?
No.
Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a bit more here.
Okay.
And then we'll use the end of it to make way to your car.
Okay, that would be very helpful.
All right. Excellent. So I'm gonna have you go ahead and go back onto the side over here. We're at 46, right?
45.
45. Let's go ahead and go down to 38. And I'm gonna have you do what I coach you through, right? So you're gonna be making those pivots whenever Finn passes you. Okay. I'm gonna have you do it on your own without me coaching you.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna see how you do just
Okay.
on your own. Yes.
Okay. Should we start?
Yep. Good job. Good move. Correct, good. You can have a dog coming behind you. I'd step over here. You're good. Step aside and face the dog. Up. Yeah. Good, relax. Up. Yeah. 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 And relax. Yeah. Yeah. Up. Yeah. Good. Okay, so right there, because it was all happening.
Sorry.
You're okay. Yeah. 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 And this is a lower power collar, by the way.
Okay.
That's why it's going to get the higher power.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. So here, because it was all happening, instead of going bump it, I said
Faster.
so you can create more power through faster rhythm. Okay, so if things seem overwhelming, you're like, I can't bump it. I just go with the faster rhythm. Okay, and I go, so he's like, fine. Right, is what you're trying to do. Expect, and then fine, all right, you guys stop, right? So if you don't have the power, you can presumably create it just through faster tapping. Okay. You gave about, in total from that gentleman, you're probably about 10 to 12 feet. Okay. So in Chicago, because you're in Ukrainian village, you're gonna have smaller, right? So expect to have more difficulty. It's normal. Okay. But what I want you to take from this here is last time we were at 45, we went to 40. Okay. What you want to start doing is tracking your progress. So I go 45, and I go, how much work was it? I'm like, well, it was quite a bit of work. I did have to tap quite a bit. And I go, all right, next time, I'm not going to be at 45, I'm at 50. So you're starting higher. A little bit better, but still quite a bit of work. Next time I'm at 55. Right? So you're building off of previous experiences, and then maybe you find 60. And then when he looks, pop, yes, mom, sorry. And then the dog was by, no biggie. Then I go, cool, 60 seems to be the magic number in this setting. Okay, so that's how I progress so quickly, as I'm just paying attention to what's working, how much, it should take, in my opinion, it shouldn't take more than 3 taps to address something. Okay, that's my general foundation. If it takes 3 taps, then I go bump it. And I go in jumps about 3 to 5, okay? Don't feel rushed trying to find that magic number, okay? Because if you go 40 to 80, and it yelps and it stops, but then he's like really wound up because of the overhead. Now you don't know what between 40 and 80 would have worked, right? So I take the time, and we might come to a conclusion where it's like he needs just, again, that harsh correction, but you've done all the precursor work that tells you, like, yeah, we tried the easy stuff, the nice guy stuff, and he was still being a brat. Now it's just a firm hand of, you don't do that. Okay? Questions?
I don't think so.
So we have another dog coming. After this dog passes, I'll have you do some more, and then we'll start making way to your car. Oh, there's a dog behind you too, by the way.
Great.
Right. Good job. Right there, tap. Good job. Yeah. Up. There you go. Now relax. So you see what he did there? Yeah, closer. Right? That was the big mental shift. He's like, right?
Yeah.
And finally he's like, fine, this is all right. What do you want, mom? But it took like 6 hits.
Yeah.
That's why I know I need to bump it at that 3 mark. Okay. So the main thing is being able to recognize these things. Okay. That's always what I want to stress for people, because the better you can read your dog, the easier your life becomes. Now, when he's panting like this, that is what we would call a relaxed state or venting stress. Okay, it's good. When he saw those dogs, you can tell when he's getting uncomfortable. Can you?
When he closes his mouth.
He closes his mouth. That's tension. Okay? So closing the mouth isn't a bad thing. It's telling you, Mom, I'm getting stressed. Okay? What he does in response to that stress is what we care about. Okay? So you might see he's panting, closes his mouth, and then lets it go. Goes back to panting. Cool. No biggie. But if he keeps the mouth closed and he's watching the dog, you have to interrupt that, because she's gonna blow up. Okay? So in terms of how long I give the dog, like a second, in terms of tension, for it to resolve itself. Okay? Now here, I know it's not a dog walking this way, but he really shouldn't be that concerned about it. That's the other thing. He's overstimulated and he's concerned about everything in the environment. So what you're saying is, that's not a problem. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't look at the dog. This and that. So as you put more rules, just like with children, it's like they can't do all these things, so they're just going to be calm. Nothing's an option. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And you're not being mean. You're just being clear. Okay. Questions? Let's do a little bit more. Go ahead and speed up. Go to your left. Oh, you got it. Keep correcting. Good. Pull to your left, tap forward. Good job. Slow. Stop. Good. That's okay for now. You're going to move forward. We're going to move forward to your right leg and bump them out the way. Bump, bump. There you go. Good. Go ahead and speed up. Give a tap here to speed them up. Good. Turn. Yep. Tap, tap to speed them up. Got a dog coming to your right there. Turn, tap. Good. Keep forward, good. Tap, tap forward, tap, tap forward. Right, go up to the side, up, tap, tap, relax. Good. Tap, up, tap, relax. Good. Good. Okay, so you just have to be direct.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to be stressed, you're going to be anxious and stuff. It's just part of the process. But as you start to get these successes, these little wins, your confidence is going to start to go up.
Okay.
It's really just knowing what to do.
Yeah.
So, up, okay. Okay. So we want to be very strict with these things. So whenever you're not moving, Finn's job is to put his butt down. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about exact positioning, but just put your butt down and keep it down. Okay. Because it makes your life easier in terms of reading him. Okay. Because you can see his face and everything here. You can see his tail, his hackles, all that stuff. And your mom, you create the rules. If you're like, I don't want you looking at that, then he doesn't look at it. He's not sitting there afterwards going, hey, Mom, so mean to let me look at the dog, this and that. Like, dogs don't do that. Okay, so don't worry about that stuff. So as soon as you see that situation or that context about to happen, I immediately just step aside, create that space. That was actually closer, right? But it was easier for you to handle because you've already done it 5 times.
Yeah.
You're layering in the foundation, you're just repeating it, which makes it easier for him to pick up on what he needs to do. What's your number right now? 41?
38.
48?
38.
38? Let's go back to 45. You got this little weenie dog coming here. Okay? Want to shorten just a little bit on your leash. Good. So the reason for shortening is you limit his range of motion. Okay? The more slack there is, the more distance you can cover when he leaves your body. Okay? Also, for you, you have much more physical leverage. Pull back. Okay. Back to your side. There you go. There you go. That jumping is frustration.
It is?
Yeah,
Okay.
frustration.
That's normal.
Because most of that frustration is coming from the stimulation, the overstimulation.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're coming in with power to squash it, and he's like, what do I do? Right? And you're like, put your butt down. That's what you do. And don't be afraid to like really just put a little bit more umph at the moving him. You're not going to kill him, okay, nothing like that. So again, you want to be direct. So right when I took him from you, and you're like, I'm sure you're probably expecting something to happen.
Oh, my
right?
brother's out.
Right away, I was just like pop, 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 just doing a bunch of stuff, right? I didn't, and my intensity wasn't the most it could be, but it was with what I could do at the moment, just to keep the taper down. I was very direct. Okay, I'm like, you're in my control. I don't know you. It doesn't matter. What I want you to learn right now is your behavior is not acceptable.
Okay.
Okay, same, just that kind of mindset. Dogs thrive with these types of rules. Okay, you're doing a really good job so far. Okay. Again, expect when you go back into your home, your neighborhood, it might be a little bit more difficult. Don't be discouraged. It just means you may have to play with that number a bit. This is a lower power model. Okay, so when you get your actual collar, you'll have to reconfigure or refigure out what your numbers are. Ideally, they should be lower because you have more output coming through. Okay. We'll do a little bit more, then we'll start heading back.
Okay.
You're good.
So I'm at 45. Is that okay?
Good.
It's hard for me because I can't see him.
Yeah, no, you get used to it.
Okay.
Right. Good move. Start to pucker a little bit,
Yeah.
right? But it's okay. Stay at your side. That's good. Tap forward. Good job. Good. Yeah, he's already eyeballing the dog.
Yeah.
Okay, keep forward. Keep forward. Keep forward, good. Turn. Tap, 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 forward, good. Slow walk,
So that like yelp, is that normal?
it's fine.
It like hurts my heart a little bit.
I know. It's either that or he's yanking and barking. Good, slow turn. And stop. Okay, there you go. And if he does that, we don't do anything. He says, I don't care that he's in front of you, just care that he puts his butt down. Okay. So as he gets conditioned, these things should be offered up automatically. Okay. So before we head back to your car, I'm gonna just give you your homework.
Okay.
Every time you walk him now, it's structured like this.
Okay.
Okay. No, at least for now, no deviations. Okay. I suggest when you go out to give him a potty break, you start, if you can, immediately give him that potty break.
Okay.
Once he's done, then start this process. It'll make life easier.
Okay.
Once you start this process, you can't stop the pee, you can't stop the poop, you can't stop to stare at the dog. It's if you're moving, he's moving. If you're stopped, his butt is on the ground. Okay.
Okay.
It's gonna be that strict.
Okay.
If you're just gonna run him out for a quick potty break, I would recommend that you still collar him up.
Okay.
Because trust me, I've had people do that and they're like, Jesse, it was hell.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you didn't have your collar. I get it because it's just a quick potty break.
Yeah.
But the dog's not gonna think and give you mercy because he's like, oh, sure, I'll give mom a break. It's just 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So always have it on him. You just make so that at least you can stop the reactivity. You don't have to worry about being so tight with the walking.
Okay.
Do you live in a condo apartment building?
Apartment.
So you got hallways and stuff?
No, it's really just one to get in. There's not as many.
Oh, okay, cool. So I wouldn't worry about healing him in the building when you start. I would start it again once he's done his business.
Okay.
This will work backwards. So once you can get him to do it outside, then and he's more and more well trained, you'll be able to start it from the get-go.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know why I'm having you slow before you turn and slow before you stop? You drive? What do you do before you stop? What do you do before you turn? Slow down, right? We do that to communicate to our fellow drivers what we're doing. Same thing for Finn here. When you slow down, if he's paying attention, what should he do?
Should know that we're going to turn.
Not turn
Or stop.
or stop. If you're slowing down, what should he do?
He should slow down.
You should slow down, right? You're okay. So before you turn and before you stop, you're slowing down to check, are you paying attention? Right? If he is, you don't need to do anything, and then you go into your turn, or then you go into your stop. Okay? If you slow down and Finn keeps going, well then you turn, tap, tap, tap. Right? Correct them? And if you need to go back that way again, you would simply turn again. Right? Now if you're going to come to a stop, maybe it's a red light, people tend to slow down and the dog pulls and then just pull them back because they're like, oh, I was going to stop anyways, right? But that's not correct.
Right.
He should be stopping with you. So even though that's the case, you would turn, tap, tap, correct him, and try again. Okay? He should be at your side. Now the slack that we're giving here is because we have the space. Okay? If it's more crowded or busier by you, you can shorten the leash, but I want you to be very aware of the tension. There should be no tension on your leash, okay? So this way, if you have to walk past someone, if we're distracted and you pull the side, you don't want him getting in the way.
Right.
So if you're on the sidewalk and you see it's completely empty, then I give the slack, because that tells me Finn is walking with you because he's learning that he's supposed to follow your lead. Okay, so that's the purpose of the slack. To allow him to make mistakes, but to also show like, yeah, I don't have to be like this to have my dog walking with me. Because that's how people walk their dogs. So the dog's only there because you're restraining them. And then the restraining creates more frustration. So now I'm going, all right, bud, you want to pull ahead, go ahead, but I got this device that's going to annoy you and make you come back. Okay? And you will always make that about right turn when he passes you forever. Okay? So over the course of time, those turns should become less and less. But maybe in 6 months he gets distracted, he doesn't stop with you, well then I turn, pivot, correct them, and then try again. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm supposed to pay attention to mom. Okay? But it should be less and less when you're at the appropriate number and you have a dog approaching behind you, by the way. Yep, hold your, yep, you're good. You're good. Yep, good. Go ahead and turn towards the sidewalk, lightly pull up, tap. Go ahead and shorten a bit, and just relax. You might want to back up a little. Or actually, nope. Yep. Pivot to your right. Back, you're good. Up. Good, and relax. Good. Tap. 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 Up. Tap. Good, relax. Good. Tap. Good. It's okay. Good. It's okay. Tap. Good. Good. There you go. That pining is just, the frustration, the stimulation has to go somewhere.
He does that when he's making a big scene too. He
Sure.
does the same.
Yeah, because that feeling he has, that emotion has to go somewhere. So the only things I'm really addressing are like the staring, obviously barking, anything that's over the top to settle him down. So eventually he learns that he can be passive in the presence of a dog passive. Okay. Now, I always like to keep the front of my body facing whatever it is that's going to be happening. So like right there, when you're facing this way, instead of turning away this way, I would have just backed up. Okay, so don't worry about the mechanics of this stuff here. It's more so just like positioning yourself so that you always have a visual of what's going on. And it doesn't need to be perfect with him in regards to how he moves. He just needs to follow you. And as soon as you stop, just put that butt down. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and start making our way back to your play. So your rules are going to be in the play. If he were to pass you, you're going to about turn. Will be your eyes and everything. And then when we come past this little doodle, what I'll have you do is just fan out a bit around that tree to give a bit more, or maybe just leave a bit more space.
Okay.
All right, questions?
Nope.
You got it. What's our number now?
We're at 40 minutes.
All right, we'll keep it there. Forward. Like a bodyguard service. Back away, back up. Go to your left hand, good job. Tap, turn, good. Yep, good. Move. Yep. Good. Yep, keep forward.
Big yard there. Big yard.
Good. Good. Go ahead and bump it. Let's go to 49. Yeah, 2 dogs on your right, by the way. Yep. Up, hustle. Yeah. Can you see if Rick can push back then?
Pardon?
I'm sorry,
Oh, sorry.
you're fine. Yeah, so we don't have two double gaps. Yeah, 4. Yeah, thanks. Good. 49, 50. Let's go to 55.
And then I'll show you some. Well, okay, you know bridges. So like when you're laying on your back.
Good job.
Really? Isn't it so great? This is a hard exercise.
No, it's fine. This is normal. Good job. Yep, forward. Good job. Tap forward, good. You got it. Keep forward. Good job. That's weird.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Good move. You're a natural dog whisperer, Laura.
Oh my god. This is like amazing.
I just hope you see 20 more dogs before we get to your car.
I know.
So you get more practice. Good job. Go ahead and bump it again. Bump it 5. Try tucking in just a little bit. There you go. Ideally, you want them within 6 maybe to 8 inches of you. Dog playing over there on the right. He's already spotted it. Keep forward, pull your left tap. Good job. Keep forward, tap. You're good, tap. So that's what I was mentioning earlier. If you have to walk past something forward, that he's gonna kind of cross you a bit.
Okay.
Then I might speed up and tap to disengage him from the distraction. So that guy's playing with his kid over there. Tap. See why I don't want to do a boarding train?
Yeah.
It's better if you do it yourself.
Yeah, I would never.
Tap. Good. Bump it again. 5 levels. Forward tap.
Oh, I know. At first he said, we're going down there. So I started walking in.
Tap forward, good. What's he see here? Keep forward, yep, tap.
And
Turn, good job. This dog's off leash. Let me get ahead of you. Hold up. You're good. Grab home.
Now he's very agitated.
Yes. So scoot forward. Tap. What's your number?
66.
Bump it 5. Keep forward, tap. Tap. Yep, usually. You're okay. Keep forward, keep forward. You're good, you're good. Tap forward. Okay, I know. Keep going. Tap forward, you got it, you got it. Keep forward, keep forward. Good. Good, you got it, you're doing good. Welcome to Chicago. Now I'm gonna have you dip down where you at.
71.
Go down to 55.
Oh my gosh.
Tap. There you go, you're good, relax. Tap. Watch him. See this? Tap. So despite the fact that he yelped, tap, he still doesn't want to let it go. That's what you have to go by. People go by the yelp. They're like, oh, but he's hurting. I'm like, but he's still fucking staring.
Yeah.
So you got to learn how a dog's brain thinks. I know emotionally it sucks.
Yeah.
But you have to be prepared to go to those ranges. That's what I was saying in the video or in the consult was, if we do all this for you, we do this.
Yeah. You know what
We don't have an emotional reaction to this anymore because we know what the other end looks like. But for the owner, for me to come in and I would just tell you, like, yeah, that's him on 80, and you don't see the science behind it, then you're like, oh, well, what? That just sounds like I'm like zapping my dog really, and they're yelping for no reason. I'm like, well, there's more to it, but you didn't see it because then it becomes an issue. So there, off-leash dog.
Yeah.
I went ahead of you.
Worst case scenario.
Yes. Good. Let me pull up. Tap. Relax. Good. Tap. Right. Tap. Good. Relax. Tap. 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 Up. You're good. You're good. You're good. Good. Tap. Good. Pull to your left. Tap. 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 Try to pull him the face the other way. There you go. Yep, more physical. You got it. There you go. Right there. Yeah, a little bit better. Tap. There you go. Right there. Okay. Because you have to finish what you start. Tap. Okay. So do you know why that happened?
Because he was already still excited from that dog?
Yeah. That's why we're trying to always squash things to 0.
Okay.
Always. Tap. Because he just tapped. He escalates. Tap. He stacks.
Yeah.
So he went up to like an 8, and then you brought him down to a 3, and then he jumps to a 6, you know? So
is this okay?
no. So you're still staring?
Yeah.
So here I would bump it. I'd go to 70. Okay.
You're at 50.
I know, go to 70. Tap. Tap. Okay.
I feel like I'm hurting him.
No, you're not. Dogs bite each other, remember that. Okay? But you see how he's still staring?
Yeah.
So if 70 was really that concerning, he'd stop looking. Like at earlier, remember? At 40 something, he wouldn't look. He would stop, he'd look away. Because he was much more settled and much more passive. So this is what I was telling you, like you have prevention and intervention, it's being able to do everything. Because life's not perfect. Life's not black and white. It's not going to let you just train him and then live your life happily ever after. You're going to get people that have their dogs off leash. You're going to be surprised by a dog around the corner that you have to be ready to go to these ranges just to get the job done. Okay? Questions? So the reason why I went from 50 to 70 is because we were already at 70 for that context. Okay, so it would be pointless to dial it up knowing that I just came from 70.
Yeah.
Okay, as you get used to it, it's easier. Where's your car?
It's over there.
Oh, we passed it, huh?
Yeah. Sorry.
Is it across the street?
It's across the street.
All right, we'll walk through across the street and then we'll pass it there. Okay. So, your homework for this week, of course, is simply the exercise. I know the busiest times is usually early in the morning, or like that kind of 4 to 7 time frame.
Yeah.
People are coming home. So, if you want to make your life easier, I avoid those time frames.
Okay.
Okay, to get your practice down, learn your skills and everything like that. Then, as you get more comfortable, you will start to, go out at busier times and push those thresholds. And then we'll see, we'll use every class is taken play by ear.
Okay.
But I can only take you, if you don't do anything for a week.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. Now I know your work schedule might be a little wonky, but the main thing is your consistency, and you can dip them back down to the 50 or 55. And I think I saw you signed up for our daycare, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that'll help you out too, because it'll be consistent across the board. This is you. Excellent. So good job, right?
That end was kind of traumatic.
Well, it's good that you
For
got the
me.
experience, yeah, for sure. But that's like everything
Yeah.
in one class, So it kind of preps you for just what you may come across. But like if you saw that on your own, you're more than welcome to cross the street and stuff like that. If you get a dog coming at you off leash, I don't know if you saw, but I immediately just confronted the dog and moved in. The dog put the brakes on it, and then the owner was able to call the dog back.
Yeah.
So especially even if you have a reactive dog, I'll shorten the leash to move them behind me, but confront the other dog, see if I can spook them away.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll go more into detail another time. But
Okay.
Otherwise, do you have your homework for the week?
Yes, I'm going to, every time I go out, we're going to be working, except for like when he's going to go to the bathroom first, and then we're going to work.
Yes, and then when you're done with him, at the end, all I say is break. And then, like, let's say you walk for an hour and you stop, and you're at the grass, you say break. Break means you can pee and poop.
Okay.
Okay, and then once you're ready, you just turn, start tapping, back to your leg, and then you're going again.
Okay.
Next week, we'll put on words. Or
Okay.
next time I see you, we'll put on the heel command
Okay.
itself.
I
Okay?
think it is next week. I'm going to save Sundays off.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
Okay.
And then if you struggle with anything, if you can get video of it, I know it might be hard if it's just you.
Yeah.
But that helps because then I can get to see it and then coach you through it.
Okay.
Otherwise, you also have your Zoom sessions for any question
Okay.
stuff, so we can use the in-person stuff to really get this stuff down.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Excellent.
So
Oh,
I can.
you can borrow that. I do.
And then I'll bring this back for the next.
Yeah, next time I see you.
I should have mine. But that one's. So should I use this one until next time, and then I'll learn to use the other one, or could I go ahead and?
It's the same. The only difference is how they turn on.
And then the amount. So I might go to a lower.
Yeah,
one.
so I would actually switch to the next one as soon as you get it because
Okay.
it's the appropriate color for him.
Okay.
And then you can hold on to this until we see you. There's no
Okay.
rush in getting it back
Okay.
once you get yours, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
See you in a week.